Okay, now today it is lecture 5 and we are continuing with the star connection. So we have a star connection. We are dealing with the per unit system, and in the star connection, 3 things we have already done, and we'll continue to star. Okay. Okay. So let's continue star connection. Now, fourth, we have power ratings. Fourth, what we have to do is power ratings. In case of power ratings, so first, let's see complex power in terms of the line values will be V, VL, IL. So it's an apparent power. In case of phase, it will be again, I am writing 3 V phase, I phase. Okay. And in case of real power, in case of line will be under root 3 VL, IL cos of phi. And real power in terms of phase values will be P equal to 3 V phase, I phase, and we have to include the power factor cos of phi. Then reactive power can be written as, in terms of line values, under root 3 VL IL sine of phi. Okay. And for phase values, reactive power for a star connection can be written as 3 V phase I phase sine of phi. These are definitions you already know. Just for your recapitulation, I'm repeating them again. So now what we have S per unit. That's the complex power in per unit will be actual value of S divided by base value of S. That we already know. I'm repeating these things for your recapitulation. Real power in per unit will be actual value of the real power divided by base will be complex power base. That we have discussed. The bases will be same for complex and real power, complex power, as well as the reactive power. Reactive power Q in per unit will be actual value of the reactive power divided by complex power base. So these values are not going to change. Now S base I can write as, S base will be written as under root 3 in terms of line values, VL base, IL base, whatever the values exist in the real values, whatever the values exist in the absolute quantities, same will exist in the per unit quantities that I already told you. So S base, if I have to write the S base in terms of the phase values, then I will write 3 V phase base into I phase base. So these are the values we have to write. Okay. So then further S per unit I can write, S per unit I can write under root 3 in terms of line VL and IL divided by, if I have to write S base now, I will in terms of line, what is the base? Under root 3 VL base into IL base. This is the value. Now under root 3 gets cancelled. VL base, VL actual value of VL divided by VL base will be VL in per unit. That I will write VL in per unit. And similarly, actual value of line current divided by the base value of line current will be IL in per unit. So this is how we will be approaching in the per unit system. So now if I have to write this complex power in terms of what? In terms of the phase values. S per unit will be equal to 3 V phase I phase divided by, so this is this is real value in phase. What will be the value in the base? So it will be 3 V phase base into, I already written it, I face base. So in this case, 3 and 3 gets cancelled. V per phase, actual value in per phase, divided by the base value will be V phase, per unit value in phase, multiply by per unit value in, per unit value of current in, sorry, phase value of current in per unit. So both we can get in per units. Okay, now moving to from complex power, moving to the real power now. Real power, what we'll be doing? Real power, we know P, PU, real power in per unit will be actual value of per unit. Let's say in terms of line will be 3L, VL, IL, cos of phi. And similarly, the base values also we can write. Base values will be, because base value is complex power base, VL base into IL base. Cos phi will not be there because base value is will be in apparent power S. So under root 3, under 3 gets cancelled. VL divided by VL base is what? That is VL in per unit. Similarly, IL divided by IL base is what? IL in per unit. And then we have cos of phi. So this is the way we are going to get the real power. Now let's find the value of the real power in terms of phase values. So phase values we have, real power will be V 3 phase, I phase, cos of phi divided by, that will be 3 V phase base into I phase base. This is a complex power base. 3 and 3 will get cancelled. I phase, V phase divided by V phase base will be phase value in of voltage in per unit, phase value of current in per unit, and that will be multiplied by the power factor cos phi. So this was something about the real power. Now after that real power, let us move to the, we have now real power we have after the reactive power. So similar approach we can apply for the reactive power. So QPU, that's a symbol for the reactive power in terms of line will be given as actual value of Q, that's the reactive power, VL IL sine of phi divided by base value of this. So base value is in terms of S, apparent power, under root 3 VL base multiplied by IL base. So under root 3, under root 3 gets cancelled. VL divided by VL base will be VL in per unit multiplied by IL in per unit multiplied by sine phi. So this is the value in the per unit if we have line values. Now similarly, if we have phase values, then how we can write? QPU will be 3 V phase I phase cos of sine of phi divided by base value will be same. We are in phase. Just a second. Okay. So what will be phase value will be same. 3 V phase base multiplied by I phase base okay. So that will be V phase in per unit multiplied by I phase in per unit. So multiplied by sine phi also. Sine phi will remain there. So this is the approach that if values are given in terms of line or phase values, how we have to find them. So again, I don't need to write it. There will be no concept of under root 3 or 3 in power representation, in power rating representation of per unit system. So there is no concept of under root 3 or 3 in power representation of per unit system. Okay. So how I can conclude in general now? In general, I can write conclusion. I can write in general. What we have to remember now, we will just summarize it. We have to remember that SPU is VPU into IPU. Similarly, PPU is VPU, IPU, cos of phi. QPU, VPU, IPU into sine of phi. So this we have to remember. And you can also draw the power triangle. Power triangle can be also drawn. So it's very simple to draw it. Okay. So that's your power triangle. This is angle phi, In base, it will be real power. Quadrature, it will be reactive power. And in hypotenuse, it will be complex power or apparent power. So these things you have to remember. This is from the first semester. Just I have told you whatever the relationships exist in the real system, same relationships are going to exist in the per unit system also. There will be no change except that we have derived for three-phase system that under root 3 and 3 will not come into existence in this case, but they will not be the values of under root 3, the numerical values are under root 3 and 3 will be absent. Now let us move to the, again this we are continuing with the three-phase system. Let's move to the next. Second is the delta connection. The same we are doing three-phase system. And first we have done star complete. For a star we have done. Now we will do the same thing for the delta connection. This is for your knowledge so that because sometimes you get questions that there will be no doubts how to solve them. So let me draw a delta connection first. Okay, so this is, oh sorry, okay, this is for delta. So here we have the line current. Here I can write this is a line current, ILINE line current. And in case of delta, we know that line voltage will be same as that of the phase voltage. Both of them will be same in case of delta connection. So phase current will flow in each of the phases like this, I phase. Okay, so this is R phase, Y phase, and B phase. This is the connection which we are having in case of delta that you already know. Now, what are the relationships that exist in the real delta system? V phase will be always equal to V line. Both values are same. And line current is under root 3 times the phase current. Sorry. So that is Let's go one by one again. First, this is the relationship what exists. First is the voltage. Okay, in voltage, what we have, VL per unit will be what? Per unit value is actual value, that is line voltage, divided by the base value, that will be VL base. And phase will be V phase divided by VP phase. Okay, so very clearly you can see that it is phase. The per unit value in line and phase are equal. Per unit value of, so VL per unit in case of delta connection, that's a line value of voltage in per unit system is equal to phase value of voltage in per unit system in case of delta connection also. So this is first relationship we have got. Second, current. In case of current, what we have, current in per unit is what? Actual value of current, that's a line current we are talking about, divided by the base value of the line current, that is I base. Similarly, if we current relationship in the actual system is VL I phase, so same relationship exists for the base value also, I phase base, and that if you can check under root 3 and root 3, and I phase divided by I phase base will be value of current in phase in per unit for a delta connection. So that line values and phase values both will be same. So what we can note here, we can make a note. Note number 1, line current and line voltages are same as phase current and phase voltages in per unit representation. Line current and line voltages are same as, I will add a page, as phase current and phase voltages in per unit representation. Okay, so both the values will be same as we have seen, and we have derived the expression. Again, there will be no concept of under root 3 or 3 in per unit representation for a three-phase system. Well, three-phase system, we are talking about the delta system in this case. So for delta system, three-phase. Third, we'll be talking about what? We'll be talking about the impedance base again. Impedance base. So we know impedance Z base. Impedance is voltage base divided by the, as same relationships what will exist in the absolute system. Same relationships exist in the per unit system as well as the in base quantities. So I will multiply this again by V base by V base. Okay, so this will be V base whole square divided by I base into V base will be S base. That already we know. S base. So let's talk about the single phase now. Z single phase base. Z single phase is very clear. Phase value and line values are same. V phase base square divided by apparent power or a complex power in single phase base. Now, if I talk about the three phase now, Z three phase base, what I'm going to do, I will multiply by 3 on both sides, on the numerator and denominator. V phase square base divided by 3 into single phase base. So when single phase is multiplied by 3, because we consider the system is balanced system, so they will be same. So it is a base for a three phase. So this will be, we can write it 3 V phase square base divided by S three phase base. Okay. So same thing if I have to write in terms of the line values. VL square base will be S three phase base. So I think up to here there is no problem. Given voltage base is in line to line and power base is in, power base will be is a three phase base. Now in this case three phase, power phase will be single as three phase. So this is valid for the delta connection. Now out of these two connections, what we can further say, just a second. Now out of these we can have some more conclusions. Z impedance base for a star connection, impedance base for a star connection is VL square base divided by S three phase base. Okay. Similarly, impedance phase for delta is 3VL square base S three phase base. Okay, so here you can conclude, you can see this delta base is, it is delta here, delta base is multiplied by 3. That means it is 3 times as compared to the, so we can say Z delta base is greater than Z star base. So whenever somebody will ask you that impedance basis, if we have a three phase system and we have a star or delta connections, impedance basis of which are greater, which connection is greater? Very clearly, impedance connection of the delta connection is greater as compared to the star come. Now next we have power ratings. Okay, we'll move to the power ratings next. Power rating, I am going to write again the same result so that you can remember them again and again. Power ratings. In power ratings, we know complex power or the apparent power in the line values is VLIL, whereas this in case of phases 3, V phase, I phase. Okay, so we have, sorry. Real power, what we have is 3. And in case of phase values, we have 3. V phase, I phase, cos of phi. I'm just repeating them. And then finally, we have reactive power, sine of phi. Q we have sine of phi. So let me add the page now again. Again, I will be doing the same practice. Okay. Again, complex power or the apparent power in per unit will be actual value S divided by S base. And then again, real power in per unit will be P divided by S base. Whereas the reactive power in per unit will again be actual value of this reactive power divided by the S base. So this you already know. Now S per unit I can again write is in terms of line values first VLIL, and same base values are under root 3 VL base into IL base. Under root 3 gets cancelled. So this is VL in per unit into IL in per unit. Very simple result. If I try to get the same result in terms of the phase values, so that will be 3 V phase I phase. Same base value will be 3 V phase base into I phase base. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. Okay, V phase by V phase base is V phase in per unit, and it is multiplied by I phase in per unit. Very simple results in terms of line, and similarly the result can be repeated for real power in per unit. So in terms of line, it will be under root 3 VL IL cos of phi divided by the base value under root 3 VL base into IL base, because base will be in the complex apparent power. So under root 3 under 3 gets cancelled. VL divided by VL base will be VL in per unit, and that will be IL in per unit multiplied by cos phi. So whatever the results are expected in the actual absolute system, same results will be expected in the per unit system, except the modification of value 3 and under root 3 that I have shown you by the derivation. That's a drawback of per unit system. One of the drawback of the per unit system. Now, if I have to get the same real power in terms of phase value, V phase I phase cos of phi divided by, this will be again apparent power base V3 V phase I phase only. Okay, base will be in the complex power, that's the apparent power. V gets cancelled, V phase in per unit multiplied by I phase in per unit. Okay. Q in per unit will be, in terms of the line values, 3 VL IL sine of phi divided by, it will be under root 3 VL base into IL base, because it's a apparent power base. Okay, so under root 3 gets cancelled. So this VL by VL base will be VL in per unit, IL by I base will be IL in per unit, and sine phi will remain there. Okay, same if I will try to get the reactive power in terms of the phase values, 3 V phase I phase into sine phi. Who is this? Please switch off your mic, otherwise I have to remove you from the meeting. Okay, 3 V phase base I phase base, V phase in per unit, I phase in per unit, and then multiplied by sine phi. So this is the way we are dealing with the three-phase systems, and we should know the values or the derivative values in terms of the real absolute terms. Then it is very simple to find them in the per unit system. So very simple way I have shown you. Next, again, we can make some notes. Note number one will be note number one will be again same. No concept of three or under root three in power representation of delta connection also. Okay, second, apparent power in the per unit will be VPU into IPU, very simple. Real power in the per unit will be VPU IPU cos of phi. Similarly, reactive power in the per unit will be VPU into IPU into sine of phi. Again, you can draw the power triangle for your knowledge. This is the way to draw it. Okay. So this is a phi. This will be a real power. In quadrature, there will be a reactive power. And finally, there will be a complex power. So three things. This is a while you are drawing this is your power triangle. So you can draw this power triangle like this. Okay. So this was about the three-phase connections. Now let's talk more about the how to change the base values. So what is the requirement to change the base values? I hope this is clear up to here. Moomin? Moomin is absent today. Who is there? Second.
Yes, sir.
Sana.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear or is there any doubt?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Now let's talk how we can change the base from the old values to the new values. So next heading will be change of base. Very important is this also, how to change the base. Change of base. Now, generally, we know that reactance of each components are expressed in per unit. The manufacturers who have their equipments, which manufacture the various equipments, they will mention the reactance of their components in terms of the what they will express them in the per unit values, but not but the per unit value will be on their own base. That's the what will be the rating of the complex power, what will be the ratings of the voltage base. So I will repeat again. Generally, what the manufacturers, those who manufacture the various equipments, the each component, in that case, suppose there is a generator, there's a transformer, or any other circuit breaker. So each component will be expressed in terms of the ratings, will be expressed nameplate ratings in terms of the per unit values, but that ratings will be on their own base. So this is the number one. Generally, reactance of each component are expressed in per unit, but on their own base values. So whatever the base values they have chosen, the nameplate ratings will be given accordingly. So two base values are derived, sorry, arbitrary bases are two. That's a apparent power base or a complex power base, and second is the voltage base. So rest will be the derived bases. Second is whenever we need to draw the impedance diagram from a single line diagram of the power system will be given, and we need to draw the impedance diagram. Then what we need to convert all the reactances on a common base. See, whenever the per unit system, that's the advantage of the per unit system. Per unit system, whenever the values of the per unit system will be narrowed down, and that those values will be between 1 and those values will be between 0 and 1. So whenever the values will be there, those values will be between 0 and 1. So what we will do, whenever the impedance diagram is drawn, and that impedance diagram is drawn from the single line diagram of a section of the power system, then we need to convert all the reactances on the common basis. Common basis will be complex power base and the voltage base. That is what we have to do. So second point here is, in change of base, what we need to do, when we want to draw impedance diagram from a single line diagram, then what we have to do, then we need to convert all reactances on common system base. Common system bases will be two. One will be complex power base, another will be voltage base, that we have seen. Now let me take an example of this. Example will be, if I have a generator. Okay, so this base will be given to me, that is voltage base. Okay, 1, I'm writing for 1. Okay, MVA, that's 1 means for the generator first value. Then complex power base, that's the apparent power base for generator, and then I will get the value of per unit. I have to find the value of per unit impedance. That we'll see how we can move from old base to new base. That will be later on seen. Second, let's say I have a transformer. So what will be known to me? Again, the known will be arbitrary base, that is voltage base. Then also apparent power base will be known to be. Then I'll be able to find the impedance value in terms of the per unit. That is number second. Third, let me say about the motor. Okay, so in case of, sorry, let me say before motor, because that's a load, transmission line. In case of transmission line, again the value of voltage base will be there, and the complex power or the apparent power base will be there, 3, and I will be able to find this. Again the value will be in the per unit, impedance will be the per unit. Now here fourth will be, let's say, motor, and again voltage base will be known to me, complex power base or an apparent power base will be known to me. I'll be able to calculate impedance. This is the normal way what we do. Now I have told you that in order to draw the impedance diagram, all the reactances should be expressed on a common base. So whenever we talk about the common system bases, there are two bases. Complex power base throughout the power system will not change, whereas the voltage base will change whenever we encounter a transformer. So that lecture I am going to take separate. per unit values for a transformer, that because I don't want you to make some confusion. So that lecture will be taken separate, and you will be able to calculate the voltage basis at the inputs and the outputs of the transformer. So again, I'm repeating, in order to draw, whenever I have been asked to draw the impedance diagram, what I have to do, all the reactances I have to express them on the common system base, and then I have to find the per unit value. What is the common system base? That will be a base in terms of the voltage, that will be kilovolts or megavolts. It can be volts. So base in terms of the voltage base, that's arbitrary base, and then complex power base or apparent power base. So second point here, that point I have mentioned, that I already mentioned above. So second point here is, while changing the base, only per unit value is modified and actual value remains the same. So you have to remember this point also. So while I am changing the base, what will happen? The modification or the alteration will be done to the per unit value only, while there will be no effect on the real values. Okay, I will write that. While changing the base, only per unit value is modified and actual value remains same. And actual value will remain the same. So while you are changing the base value, what's going to happen? The per unit values will get modified, but actual values, they will not change. That's the aim. That power system, we can't modify anything in the power system. So only the per unit values will get modified, but that's fine. We will narrow them to the sum value. Let's consider two generators having impedance load connected to them. Let us consider two generators having impedance load connected to them. Okay. So let me draw them. Okay. Okay, so this is, I'll be drawing the, just a second, this is a bus bar here for this one. This is a bus bar here for this one. Okay, so okay, this is, so let's say for first one, the generated voltage is okay. The generated voltage is V1, complex power is S1, Z1 is the actual value of the impedance for generator 1. Okay, and this will be your ZPU old. Let us say this is the old value of the impedance in per unit. Second, we have V2, voltage of the generator, complex power S2. Let's say these are the base values. And we have Z2, generator 2, actual impedance of the generator. And then now we need to find the ZPU new. Okay, we need to find the ZPU new on their own base values. That is the base value V2 and S2. Okay, so I'll write here. Please understand this. These are two generators for which will having the complex power voltage, complex power value and numerical value, and voltage will have its own value. Then Z1 and Z2 will be actual value of the impedance. We have first generator, we will say that that is a ZPU old. That means we have per unit value of the impedance old value on their own basis, whereas second will be termed as ZPU new on its own base values. Then how to bring them on the common platform? Let us see. I'll write here V1 comma S1 comma and V2 comma S2 are voltage ratings and apparent power ratings. Are voltage ratings and apparent power ratings of generator 1 and generator 2 respectively. So they are what? Basically they are voltage and voltage ratings and apparent power ratings for the generator 1 and generator 2 respectively. We know in this case Z base is given by what? V base divided by I base multiplying by V base on numerator and denominator. Again, we know we have a number of times done it. We have number of times done the same thing. Z base will be V base square divided by complex power base, that's apparent power base, S base. Okay, let me add a page again. Okay, now next is per unit value of impedance will be Z base. Just a second. That will be per unit value of the impedance will be actual value of impedance divided by the base value. So now Z per unit old, which I was talking about the generator 1, will be equal to Z1 actual. That is the actual value of impedance. You can see in the diagram here. Here, see, Z1 is the actual and Z2 is actual for second one. Okay. So Z1, Z per unit old will be Z1 actual divided by base value of Z1. That base value of Z1 will be, we have seen that Z base in terms of, that will be V base square divided by S base. So I can write V old, because it's old now, ratings are old, V old square base divided by S old, these are the notations, S old base. So what I have done, per unit value is the actual value of the per unit value of the impedance is actual value divided by the base value, same I am using. But I know that complex power base can be written as V base square divided by S base square. And we are talking about the old impedance here in per unit. So I will use the old values for the base values. So here, now again, this value, again the same thing I will repeat for the ZPU new. ZPU new again will be Z. Okay. ZPU new will be again Z 1 actual divided by V new whole square base divided by S new base. So what I have written the both the impedance values in terms of the per unit for the old value as well as the new value. That means for the old value as well as the new value I have written. So what will be the new? See, this will be what will be existing in the power system. That means this will be what will be existing in the power system. Sorry. So this will be what will be existing in the power system. Whereas this new value is the value on which we have that will be on which complete system has to be made on the common system base. So new base values will be given to you. On this, you have to find the actual values in the per unit. Sorry, you have to find the per unit values. I'll repeat again. So this will be the ratings V old and S old will be the ratings of the generator. Generator G1. But if you have been asked to change the base from old to new, then you will be again given the new value of the voltage base as well as the complex power base. So I'm just writing the what is the relationship for old, what is the relationship for new. Actual value will remain in both the cases as in generator 1, Z1 and Z1 only. Because actual values will not be modified, only the base values will be modified. Actual values will remain the same. So out of this, I can write Z1 actual. In first case, I can write Z1 actual equal to Z per unit old multiplied by V old square base divided by S old base. So same thing I have multiplied. Just what I have multiplied this denominator portion on the left side. So I have got the first equation. Now from the second, this is, let us say this is first, this is second. So this is from first. Now from second. From second, I will try to get Z actual again, Z1 actual. Z1 actual will be again here, Z per unit new multiplied by V new whole square base divided by S new base. So what I have multiplied, I have got the actual values. Both the actual values are same. I'll repeat it again. I will try to get the actual values. Why? Because both actual values are same. They will not be modified. Only the per unit value gets modified. So actual values first and from first and from second, the values should be same. So I will equate them, equating these two equations. So I will write Z per unit old multiplied by V old square, that is base, divided by S old base, okay, will be equal to Z per unit new multiplied by V new whole square base divided by S new base. So I have equated these because they are equal to Z1 actual both. So if I have to find now Z per unit new, that means I have to find the new value given the system basis. You will be given a particular system basis, that's a complex power base, apparent power base, as well as a voltage base. So you have to find Z per unit new. Z per unit old will be given to you. So that value will be Z per unit old, okay, multiplied by, you can see, while going to the other side, it will be S new base divided by S old base multiplied by, bracket I can make, okay, V old base divided by V new base whole square. So this is a very important derivation. We will be using this derivation. Sorry. We'll be using this derivation again and again. Okay. So we have to remember this. I will just mark this derivation in the red. That this relationship in the red, I am going to mark it. So what we have, we will be given the old per unit value for any equipment, number one. Number two, you will be given the ratings of that instrument or the equipment or the device in terms of the voltage as well as the complex power base. So you will be given that, and then you will be asked to find the new value in per unit, new impedance value in terms of per unit, given some new basis that will be given, system basis will be given to new. So you have to use this formula Z per unit old S new base divided by S old base, V old divided by V new base. This will be more clarified in the coming lectures. So this was today's lecture, and we'll continue with some more things we have, and then we'll move to the per unit representation of transformers. So it will take some one more lecture, I think. Oh, is there any? Let me stop first.